there won't be too many people getting in my way. I want to kind of run through my stomping grounds real quick. This is where I spend a lot of time, but I just realized today that most of the time I come out here, it's raining or it rains while I'm out here, and today's a beautiful day, so I thought I'd run out here. But here's one of the most amazing things that you'll see just riding around on the Big Island is that big pile of lava out there, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be like 40-50 feet tall. It could be more, but you can see this road is closed because the 2018 flow from Fissure 8, which is right there, right around the corner here, it cut off Poho Iki and flowed down through Kapoho and down to the coast. And it's just shocking when you see stuff like that. What's even more shocking, there's some video out there showing you the lava flowing. You can see you can see elevated rivers of lava up on stuff like that flowing downhill down to the ocean. And I've covered it before. I've talked about it before on some of my other videos, and if you haven't seen my lava videos before, you might want to check those out. I'll put a link up here, a card, and at the end of my video I'll put some more links. But over here is the geothermal power plant, and I think from what I recall a couple of those wells got covered too, so that knocked out a couple of wells. I think they had 6 wells, so 4 of them are still operating. They may have re-drilled a couple of them, but you can see this is some pretty elevated lava over here. 60 feet in some spots is what I understand. And since it hasn't been raining a lot lately, you're not going to see the steam coming off of this lava like you normally would see after it's been raining. But yeah, today is just a kind of a revisit of some of the places I like to stomp around in, because I'm cuckoo for lava. And so I spent a lot of time out here. But I did want to show you guys what it looks like when it's not raining. It doesn't rain all the time here. It just seems like it. Seems like it for some folks. Some folks don't like any rain. There you can see the coast. But basically what we're doing, we're going downstream from the lava flow. All this is from the 2018 flow. And this stuff is still pretty hot, as I showed in another video. I'll put that video up here too. There is a channel. It's one of the channels where the lava flows down and the channel empties out. And oh, I bet that guy's on an electric bike. Yeah, that's an electric bike. And here's another channel right here. You can see one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is channels. Some of the channels are, you'll never see them. We're looking directly at a channel right here. And when this channel emptied, the lava that was hardened on top collapsed. If it didn't collapse, in other words, if it was a much thicker hardened rock top to the channel that didn't collapse, it would be a lava tube. So you could come back at some point and walk through the tubes. And I'm going to do that soon. I'm going to take you down to one of the lava tubes that's easily accessed, and it has that little small creek river running through it, which is quite extraordinary. But today I think I'm going to take you down to a secret spot. It's not really secret, it's just not well known, and you might not know of it either unless you just go through here really slow. If you went through here really slow, you'd see cars parked occasionally just in the woods, in the jungle, on the side of the road. And if you slow down long enough, or maybe actually park your car and get out, or ride your motorcycle down to it like I'm going to do today, you see some extraordinary spots, and that's what we're going to do today, hopefully. But this place is beautiful. I love this area because you can see so much destruction and so much beauty at the same time. And from talking to quite a few people so far, Sometimes destruction is the best thing that's ever happened to a place and the people that live in that place. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my interview with Gary, one of a few people I've talked to. I hope to talk to more. But as we're looking straight ahead, that is Green Mountain. That is a ancient crater, a lava crater. And that is the Kapoho crater. So we're approaching the village of Kapoho, and I filmed quite a bit here in Kapoho. But this crater is several hundred years old. We've got accounts of it existing in the early 1800s, so we know it's been here at least as long as the white people have been here, but records don't really exist much further than the early 1800s. There's reference to this mountain being here, and it had a lake on the inside of it until 2018, a beautiful green lake that wasn't fed by anything but rainfall. So all this rain, all these years, it filled up this lake. But in 2018, the eruption, the lava went around both sides of Green Mountain and ended up flowing around it and back into the lake and washed all that lava out. It evaporated all that water. So now there's a big field of lava inside Green Mountain instead of a beautiful green lake. So, and we're also, once again, we're riding through another channel. This is a little bit smaller channel here. And there's a really cool house up here that's in a kapuku. It's one of the most interesting places around because the lava went completely around it, and you look at it and you go, how the heck did that happen? This is one of the houses that I'm talking about. The lava went all the way around the house, as you can see. How it survived, I don't know, but as far as I can tell, there's still people living there. A little interesting spot, and you can see how thick the lava is above it. But what happens is the lava starts flowing in the low spots where it comes out of the ground, and it forms these levees, and then it forms a river down the middle of the levee. So when the lava starts flowing, it cools on the sides and the tops. And when it cools on the sides, you have channels that the lava flows down. Like this is another channel here that the lava has flowed down and cooled. And you can see all that hard rock on the side was hard as the hot lava was flowing through the middle of it. But if you've watched a few of my videos on the other channel, Moto Giant, you might recognize this spot. This is where I did the big steaming lava video, and I film a lot out here because I think it's extraordinary. And I'm just right around the corner from the lighthouse, which is right down there. You probably can't see it in this video, but it's right down there, and you can see some people are hiking around today. They might actually be going out to the lighthouse. This is starting to become a good bit more of a destination. When I first got here, nobody was coming out here, but now all kinds of people are coming out and going back down to the lighthouse, which is straight ahead there. And they keep painting these signs for some reason with their own messages, and then somebody comes in and paints them white. This used to be the Four Corners intersection. Now it's two corners. There's only one way in and one way out. Well, two ways out. Two ways in, two ways out. And I'm going to try to take you all the way through today. But we're going to stop at a little hot springs down here. This is which is really cool, and hopefully you'll find that interesting. And this lava here is a good bit older. I'm not sure exactly how old it is, but you can see it's got a lot of growth on here. So I would say this is probably from 2010 or later. I'd have to look at a map to see when this lava was flowing. At some point I'm going to do some really cool venture out in some of the lava and show you some of the natural succession of plants on the island, which I find fascinating. Got some road work going on here today. That's pretty good because this is an awful road. What's up, man? So this road is pretty wide right here, but it gets really interesting about a mile or two from here because it turns into a narrow 2-lane to a narrow 1-lane road. But it's beautiful. It descends into some really old jungle foliage, trees, what have you, and it's just beautiful. Sad thing is there's a good amount of traffic in here normally. I think pretty much every day, and sometimes these people just don't give a crap if you're coming, especially if you're on a motorcycle. What are you going to do? I've had a couple people just act like they're going to run me off the road. It's kind of a little bit shocking, you know. It's kind of like, and it's not like, I would say 99% of the people you pass on this road are going to slow down and actually pull off. Some of them actually stop, which I don't think there's a need for it, but I think it's just they're in the habit of, they got two cars coming. Somebody's got to pull off and let the other one go, or both people are going to have to at least get two wheels in the dirt. Well, most of the time, if you slow down, I can get past you on this section. Without really slowing down much and without getting my wheels in the dirt. If I get my wheels in the dirt, I'm gonna have to slow way down. Yeah, there's a lot of paving going on today. That's good. So hopefully these guys are gonna let us through. Maybe they're just gonna stand in the damn road like road crews typically do. They forget that they're basically standing in the road sometimes. Oh. They've realized they're in the road. That's good. I may have to get up on top of this pavement and pass this dude here. And here we go. Yeah, now we're getting down into the single lane stuff here. Just about to turn into single lane right about here, and it gets even narrower than this, but this is, you can fit two cars on a lot of this, but at some point you're gonna have to, you can see there's shoulder on both sides, but that's basically because people, you have to slow down and kind of crawl down the pavement. And I've had a couple times where people just decide they're gonna take the whole damn road. Well, lucky for me, I've still got room. If they're not even gonna slow down or push a couple of their wheels off. Maybe I'll take out one of their mirrors. I don't know. But you can see this is just beautiful, and I think these are actually koa trees. I'm not 100% sure because the bark's a little bit different than the ones I've seen before. But these are the really old native trees on the island, and oddly, koa wood is very desirable. It's got a beautiful pattern on it, so it's very desirable. It seems like it's, I don't know, $60 a board foot or something crazy like that. So my last video on Moto Giant, I just rode through here briefly, and I did a drive-by down here while it was raining. I was showing off my rain gear because I kind of wanted to let people know that with just a little bit of preparation, you too can ride your motorcycle in the rain. It's not always comfortable, it's not always safe, but I hate to see people, as I have seen them for years, I hate to see people leave their motorcycles at home and miss a complete day of riding because there might be some chance of rain. And it just frustrates me. It's always frustrated me. I'm not a huge fan of riding in the rain, although I like rain. I like a quick shower every now and then. I don't mind that at all. In fact, a lot of times nowadays I won't even put my rain gear on. If it's just going to be a quick shower, or if it's just spritzing a little bit of drizzle, that doesn't bother me at all. But riding for an hour or two in the rain can be very cold, can be very uncomfortable if you're not prepared. If you got a little bit of rain gear with you, which is the message, and I'll put that link up here too. This is where I did my little drive-by here. Talked about hollow trees on one of my videos a while back. These are hollow trees, very cool native plant, and they make traditional Hawaiian clothing and hats and all kinds of stuff with the leaves, the lau of the hollow tree. Lauhala. May stop and pick one of those up on the way in or the way out here. It is spectacular, is it not? And we may get some rain today. It may spritz on us. It may pour down rain. But I have found, at least so far on the island, I've been here since December, at least so far, there's a really good chance it's going to rain at night. Like 90% chance it's going to rain sometime at night after the sun goes down. Really good chance it's going to rain in the morning, probably about 60%. But usually by 9 or 10 in the morning, it's cleared up. It's kind of like this. So you got a few hours you can ride. And that's one of the reasons I made that video the other day. I wasn't even expecting rain the other day, but since I was riding around looking for stuff to get into, looking for trouble, and the clouds just kind of appeared after a day like this, the clouds just kind of appeared, and I thought, well, I'm going to gear up just in case it rains, so I don't have to be wet the rest of the day. But right after I geared up, I started thinking, yeah, I should make a video addressing this idea that you can actually ride on a day that it rains. You may want to stay home if it's raining. I've always said that. This little girl dancing in the street. I think that's more hippies. It's a beautiful little area. And now I'm in a little hollow grove right here. These hollows are all over the place. I love the way jungle plants have those roots to just go stick out, and they'll just sprout another root. And I think this is my little turn here. Maybe. No, this is just a little grove. It's a hollow grove. Okay, my little spot's down here somewhere. Usually there's a few cars parked at it. Just on the side of the road. If you don't slow down, you'll miss it. But I think, from what I recall, is it has warm springs. I'm pretty sure I even put my feet in the water, but I didn't stay very long. I think I had something else planned, or I don't remember. But we're going to roll down in there and see what we can get into. And here's our first car that we're passing. He's pulling off, slowing down, way down. Put a tire off on the shoulder, which is cool. I don't require really either. Just give me a little bit of road. He probably could have come this way another couple of feet, and I still would have been comfortable. But anyway, there's a lot of little odd things about the island that I want to talk about eventually, and traffic stuff. I want to do some PSAs to help the people on this island understand things like merging, which a lot of them clearly don't understand. But the one that's most pressing is I want to do a roundabout video, which has a little bit of yield, how to yield, and how not to yield. Stopping is not yielding. Sometimes you got to stop to yield, but if it says yield, you don't stop. Anyway, it's going to be an interesting video. I've already started filming some of it. And I made an interesting little video the other day on Odd Hawaii about a guy that takes care of this beautiful roundabout in Pahoa. We've got two roundabouts on this huge island, and they're real close together. And this one guy just stepped up and volunteered one day to beautify this somewhat ugly portion of Pahoa. This, nice green space that wasn't really green. So anyway, that's an interesting story. That's on Odd Hawaii if you want to check that out. I'll link that too. Oh, we're coming up to the surf finally. This is the one thing I love about this area, is that you've got shoreline access. That's kind of written into the state law, and I'm gonna probably have to do a video about that to understand it more. But everyone has access to the shoreline, and to prevent me from misspeaking, I'll just say everyone has access to the shoreline. I'm not really sure the details, so I'll have to do a little bit more. But the most important thing is how do you get to the shoreline? And this is one of the many places where you can just ride along the coast and find you a place to get access to the shoreline. So we're almost back up into a neighborhood that's adjacent to my neighborhood. So we'll get to the top of the hill. I'm going to just turn around and go back. Obviously I missed my spot, so I'm going to turn back around and go back out there. But this is interesting because this is one of the places that I hang my hammock a lot, right up here. Next to anybody, I just pull in right here because almost never is this thing occupied. I came through earlier and there were people standing here, but they were parked down there, so this is kind of my spot, yo. I like it like that. One thing consistent up here, rodents. Yeah, there's somebody's trash pile. Because, trash cans are too hard. But yeah, I swing from a hammock right here a good bit. But one thing that's consistent right here, you can see a sea turtle right there. The sea turtles are always here, it seems like. And if you can't see them when you first walk up, just wait a few minutes, you'll see them. This guy's parked on top of the water. A lot of times they won't surface for a few minutes, and when you do, they just kind of blend in. But yeah, he's sitting there chilling. Isn't this great though? It's very windy today. The surf's up a good bit, but man, isn't this spectacular? Besides the trash, of course. That wasn't here the last time I was here. Ah, geez, the sun comes out. If the sun starts hitting it just right, you can see the huge monster rocks that are laying just under the surface. But where'd my turtle go? Now, if you cut the trash out, this is a beautiful, beautiful place. Even when it's raining, it's beautiful. But I think that's going to be the end of this video. Now that is the end of my video. Check out my other channels, whichever one pops up on this video. One's a motorcycle channel, motorcycle adventures and camping and stuff like that. And then Odd Hawaii is all about Hawaii and the interesting people, places, and culture of this magnificent island. Even the trash. So if you're not subscribed to both of those, hit that subscribe button and I'll see you on the next one. Maybe you'll find something interesting.